Shalom. And all praise and glory to the Most High for this feast of unleavened bread. Holy Convocation. Always going to start off with Colossians 3 and 17. Whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Hashem HaMashiach Shai. Giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Hashem HaMashiach Shai. So, we was going over scriptures over the Passover last night. You know, and a lot of people, they do the Passover and they claim it's the Feast of Unleavened Bread at the same time. So we're going to go into the scriptures and get a little understanding on this. So let's go to Exodus, the 12th chapter and 10th verse. I'm going to try and cover a lot because I want to, if I have time, show you how this relates to Hamashiach Yahushai too. Symbolic for him. Exodus 12 and verse 10. It says, this is just showing that we were, well, let me show you. Let's go up to verse 4 so you can see that the Passover was done in the home. Well, let's start at verse 3. It says, speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. I want to emphasize that so you see that it's the lamb for an house. And if the household, those are people that live in the house, be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. How many people they have in their family? 2 families. If it's a large lamb, you invite your neighbor. You share it together. Every man according to his eating shall make your account for the lamb. Okay, so, and it tells you on the 6th verse, and you shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. So in the evening, that's the evening of 14th, and they shall take of the blood and strike it on the 2 side posts. And you know, that's what we did in reference for the death angel, the destroyer, to come through and kill the firstborn of the Egyptians. So that's, I mean, we went over this as far as Passover is concerned. I'm just showing you that it was in the house. Passover was done in the house. It tells you verse 10, and ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning. So you're going to be in the house until the morning on the Passover. You're not even going nowhere on this day because you in the house. The death angel going over, he said, stay in the house. And that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire. Okay? So then you know it's saying, thus shall ye eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Most High's Passover. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, as I said, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Most High. You see? So now, that's the 14th day. Passover in the homes. You know, even Hamashiach Yahushai, he did the Passover in the upper room, right? With who? You don't think he could have did it with the whole congregation? Yes, he could have, but he didn't. He dealt with the 12 apostles. That's it. So let's look at Numbers 28 and 16. Numbers 28 and 16. Numbers 28 and 16. And in the 14th day of the first month is the Passover of the Most High. Right? 14th day of the first month, we count by the moon, is the Passover of the Most High. Now clearly, let somebody tell me that it's the same day for 48 hours. It says in the next verse, verse 17, it said, and in the 15th day of this month is the feast. Right? The 15th day of this month is the feast. 7 days shall unleavened bread be eaten. So the next day after the Passover is a feast. See? You see that? So it says, in the first day shall be an holy convocation, ye shall do no manner of servile work therein. See? First day, this day, is a feast where you have whatever you eat without leaven for a week. Verse 25, and on the 7th day ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work. So that's going to be a Sabbath tonight. And on the 21st day will be a Sabbath also. That night. You see? 7 days we got to eat unleavened bread. Every day, have you some piece of unleavened bread. And don't say, oh, I don't know how to bake it, whatever. Get you some flour tortillas or something. No excuse, man. Come on. Get you some flour corn tortilla, man. Come on. It has no leaven in it. Okay? You can do that, I know. They still got the stores open, so unless you should be already prepared, really. But if not, then get you some flour tortillas. Make sure you eat some leaven every day. Unleavened bread, not leaven, but unleavened bread. It's lucky. So you see, the 15th day is the feast. It says, you hear what it said? Verse 17, and in the 15th day of this month is the feast. The feast. Where everybody come together and have a feast. You just don't have any leaven there. Leviticus 23. Or Leviticus 23rd chapter. Leviticus 23rd chapter. And let's start at verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, talking to us, we the children of Israel, concerning the feast of the Most High. Not our feast, this is a feast of the Most High, which ye shall proclaim to be your holy convocations, that mean holy gatherings. Even these are my feasts. My feasts. My feasts. It said, even these are my feasts. It's the Most High's feast. So we don't know them, we sinning. 6 days shall work be done. Now he's letting you know that they are Sabbath days. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. You shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Most High in all your dwellings. No matter where you live, no matter where you dwell, it is the Sabbath of the Most High in all your dwellings, wherever you live. These are the feasts of the Most High, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. Okay? Verse 5. In the 14th day of the first month at even, that means at even, not during the day, at even is the Most High's Passover. Because some people think you can have it anytime you want to. It said at even. That's when it's dark. That's when it's evening. It's the Most High's Passover. When is it? The 14th day of the month. So now let's read on. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Most High. So you just having Passover on the 14th day of the month, come from the new moon, and you don't have the feast of unleavened bread on the next day, the 15th day of the month, then you in sin. You're not following what he say do. And it's been there all this time, and people still saying that they do it on the 14th day, and that's the Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread. No. Unless you can make it mean something different. You let the 14th day be 48 hours, I can understand it then. But I know 24 hours between this evening and tomorrow evening, that's gonna be 24 hours, then it's gonna start another day. That's gonna be the same day. And you can't make up for what you know, because you don't, or maybe because it might cost more to do 2 days in a row. I don't know what it is, but I know it's wrong. Because it just said, In the 14th day, verse 5, in the 14th day of the first month at even is the Most High's Passover. On the 15th day of the same month, the next day, I can count. I know you can count from 14. Then we'll come after 14, 15. Maybe some of y'all, it don't come after 14 or something. I don't know. What's up? Let's say the 15th day of the same month, which is the first month of the year, Abib, is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Unto the Most High, 7 days ye shall eat unleavened bread. In the first day of Feast of Unleavened Bread, ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. See? So, this is very important that we see this. Hopefully, go to Exodus 12 and 14. Exodus 12, 14. Exodus 12 and 14. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Most High throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. If we have been doing this, we have not been following the law. Jump down to see. Let's continue. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. So we're supposed to take all the leaven out of your house. And in the first day there shall be an holy convocation, and in the 7th day there shall be an holy convocation to you. No matter of work shall be done in them, just like the Sabbath. Just like the Sabbath, no work is done on the Sabbath. That's why you got to look at these holy days and take off. Take off. Save that which every man must eat. You can, during a holy convocation, you can fix your food and so forth. That only may be done of you. What you going to fix. Verse 17. And you shall observe the feast of unleavened bread. For in this selfsame day, this feast of unleavened bread, which is the 15th day of the first month, have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall you observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever. This is what he's telling us. Look at Deuteronomy 16 and 16. Now the Most High going to tell us 3 times in a year we're supposed to come together. All males supposed to come together. And I just say that because I have to keep reiterating. It's been said that the Passover is Feast of Unleavened Bread. Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, the same. No, it's not the same. Deuteronomy 16, 16. 3 times, that's 3 times in a year, shall all thy males appear before the Most High thy power, in the place which he shall choose, in the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's on the 15th day of the first month. That's when everybody's supposed to come together for a feast. In the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Now you mean the Most High couldn't put in on the Passover? Come on, go to verse 1. Look at what he said. Observe the month of Abib and keep the Passover. So don't say you can't say it. Just tell him hit it. Observe the month of Abib, the first month of the year, and keep the Passover unto the Most High thy power. For in the month of Abib, the Most High thy power brought thee forth out of Egypt by night. By night. So did he bring us out of Egypt on the 14th day of Passover? No, he just told us, hey, that's when we was inside. He said that's when he went by and killed the firstborn of all the males of all the Egyptians. Firstborn of the Egyptians. Who's in the house? Remember he told her to put the blood around the doorpost? Don't come outside. The destroyer went by. the Spirit of the Most High, of Mashiach Yahushua, the Destroyer, went by and killed the firstborns of all the Egyptians? Where was we at? We was in the house. He said, don't come out till the morning. It was daylight, not nighttime. So at nighttime is the next day. The nighttime in the evening begins the day. So the 15th, that night, or the 15th, we came out of Egypt. Come on, how long you think it took us to wake up in the morning after we had the Passover, then discarded all the lamb that was left, he said burn it, and go around and conquer up 600,000 men with the women and children? How do you think that? And then go borrow, as it says, from the Egyptians. And they like, get out of here, take whatever you want, take whatever you want. We go in their house, and they saying, you can pretty much get whatever you want. You know, Israel, they was getting much as they can get. But shoot, I'm packing all this stuff, I can carry all this. You think they did it real quickly? No. All that day. And then how long you think it took to get everybody to know that we getting out of captivity? Israel ain't believe that. You gonna see. Israel was like rebellious. Man, would you bring us out here, man, to die? We gonna stay with the Egyptians. How many of you think didn't want to come? They gotta convince them to leave. Like it's gonna be here. People gonna be like, I ain't going nowhere. I love it here. They satisfied. They're in their comfort zone here. What's that gonna bring us out of this? Like he did in Egypt. You got to drag some of them out of here. You see what he said? Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's when meals supposed to come together. That's on the 15th day, the day after Passover. He's telling us, because Passover was done in the home. Mashiach Yahushua did it in the upper room with the 12 apostles. You think he couldn't have went to the temple to do it? It was supposed to be done like that? No. However you do it, it's got to be done 2 days in a row. I know that. Because that's what we reading here. Go to Numbers 33. Numbers 33. We all in the law, y'all. Numbers 33. Numbers 33 and 3. And they departed from Ramsey in the first month on the 15th day of the first month. I'm going to read it to you again. Because he said we left at night. And they departed from Ramses in the first month on the 15th day of the first month. This is the day that the Most High said we're supposed to be observing as a feast, celebrating our deliverance, our salvation. Yasharallah. And they departed from Ramsey in the first month, which is a Abib, we just read it, on the 15th day of the first month, on the morrow after the Passover. It can't get no clearer than that. Come on. It can't get no clearer than that. I'm going to read it to you again, because you know, Most High speak once, yea, twice, man perceive it not. And they departed from Ramses in the first month, on the 15th day of the first month. On the morrow after the Passover, the children of Israel went out with an high hand in the sight of all the Egyptians. Okay? Mark that verse so you remember. Go back to Exodus, the 12th chapter. And we'll look at verse 21 to 24. So this is so important for us to really see, because we rehearsing the righteous acts, so why not rehearse right? Exodus 12 and 21. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, draw out and take you a lamb according to your families and kill the Passover. According to your families and kill the Passover. Why? Family, because they're going to eat it in their own home. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the 2 side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning. So this is the morning. A day starts from evening to evening. So we were in the house all night. So you can't come out of your house until the morning. For the Most High will pass through to smite the Egyptians. And when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the 2 side posts, Most High will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you. See, the Most High is everything. So everything that's going on is from the Most High. Whether from the right side or the left side. You want to be evil? The Most High created evil for those that want to be evil. You want evil? I got something for you. He got something for you. Satan and all his imps and demons and those that represent him in the flesh. Straight up. Most High is righteous. All righteous. With a Mashiach Yahushai on the right hand. And Satan and all the negative entities on the left hand. Thus he said, destroyer of Mashiach Yahushua, going through to deal with destroying the wicked, the evil. And you shall observe this thing. You shall observe this thing. You shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever. Okay? When he came through Passover and killed the firstborn of the Egyptians, the Most High had all those plagues to get him a name. Understand this. That's what you got to understand. We talk about Israel, you better understand it's about the Most High. Most High name is jealous, so you more important than the Most High, you better understand this. He gonna bring everything on this earth as he done it with the Egyptians, as you can see now. You talk about what, 14,000 people dead? That's what they estimated. Might be more than that, probably. The Most High the one that has the issues from death. He the one that killed and make alive. No matter how you look at how he's bringing it about, how it's coming down. So I give all praise to his glorious name. Go to Exodus 13 and verse 3. Exodus 13 and verse 3. And Moses said unto the people, remember this day in which ye came out from Egypt, out of the house of bondage. For by strength and hand the Most High brought you out from this place. There shall no leavened bread be eaten. See? He's telling you. No leavened bread should be eaten. Verse 6, 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, and in the 7th day shall be a feast to the Most High. First day of feast of unleavened bread, which is the 15th, and the last day of feast of unleavened bread, which is the 21st evening. Unleavened bread shall be eaten 7 days, and there shall no leavened bread be seen with thee. Neither shall there be leaven seen with thee in all thy quarters. So you're not supposed to have any leaven in your house. By now, hopefully you're taking it out. Verse 8. And thou shalt show thy son in that day, saying, this is done because of that which the Most High did unto me when I came forth out of Egypt. And it shall be for a sign unto thee upon thine hand, and for a memorial between thine eyes, that the Most High's law may be in thy mouth. For with a strong hand hath the Most High brought thee out of Egypt. Thou shalt therefore keep this ordinance in his season from year to year. That's why we're doing what we're doing. From year to year. Go to Romans 3 and 25. Romans 3 and 25. 3:25. Whom the Most High have set forth to be a propitiation through faith in his blood, Mashiach Yahushua's blood, to declare his righteousness for the remission of sins that are past through the forbearance of the Most High. So, Mashiach Yahushua, through the Most High, has become a propitiation through faith in his blood that was shed, because there's no remission of sin without the shedding of blood. So his blood had to be shed for remission of sins for the children of Israel. The Most High sent his only begotten Son to die for the children of Israel. We, the children of Israel. How beautiful is that? Look at Acts 5:30 and 31. Because it's saying, whom the Most High have set forth to be a propitiation through faith in his blood, to declare his righteousness for the remission of sins that are past through the forbearance of the Most High. So remission of sins to who? Acts 5:30 and 31. And see, this is what we have to operate in bringing forth in understanding the truth, because the Bible answers itself. Acts 5:30. We're saying who these sins his blood covered. The power of our fathers. Who's that? Acts 3:13. Who's the power of our fathers? I don't like to use that word God because that's a European invention. Lord, God and Lord is a European invention. Who's the power of our fathers? Acts 3:13. The power of Abraham and of Isaac and of Jacob, the power of our fathers. You see? So now we know the power of Abraham, who had a son named Isaac, who had a son named Jacob, is the power of our fathers, the Most High. You see, that's his name forever, the memorial to all generations. You read Exodus 3:15. So now going back to Acts 5:30, the power of our fathers, raised up of Mashiach Yahushua, the power of our fathers, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, raised up of Mashiach Yahushua, whom he slew and hanged on a tree. Him hath the Most High exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel, the Israelites, and forgiveness of sins. So when you see forgiveness of sins, it's not talking about forgiving the sins of anybody but Israel, the Israelites. Why? Because we're the ones that was given the law. Psalms 147, 19 and 20. No one else was given the law. Psalms 147 and 19 and 20. So it says forgiveness of sins. And sin is transgression of the law. Psalms 147, 19. He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel. Listen, he have not dealt so with any nation. So how you going to bring any nation to be able to fulfill what it says he showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel? Hear what he said? He have not dealt so with any other nation. As for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Most High. Because we were judged as the Israelites for breaking the Most High's laws. Going into captivity after captivity after captivity after captivity. That's what we went through as the children of Israel. For real, for real. So, this is what we got to look at. Now, these 7 days, we should be concentrating on becoming a new creature. We should be concentrating on getting rid of that old man, that old woman, to make a change, become better. Get rid of all. Let's say that unleavened, like I'm saying, all that is symbolic for what we're dealing with. Go to 2 Corinthians 5, 17. See, therefore, if any man be by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, you know, I start everything with Colossians 3:17. I roll with that all day, 24/7. Therefore, if any man be in the Mashiach Yahushua, how you be in the Mashiach Yahushua? You be in the name of the anointed Savior, by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. He is a new creature. Old things are passed away. This is what we got to look at. Letting old things, old habits, old bad habits be passed away. You got, he gives you 7 days to clean yourself up. Behold, all things are become new. See? Now let's go to 1 Corinthians 5:28. 1 Corinthians 5:28. 1 Corinthians 5, still Salakia, 5, and let's read verse 7. There's no 28. 1 Corinthians 5 and 7. It says, purge out. This is how we clean ourselves up. Purge out, therefore, the old leaven. And we got to get rid of all the leaven out of our house. So this is about us. It's symbolic for us. You know, we involved in this. To clean ourselves up. That's why I say, purge out, therefore, the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, or you may be a new creature, that it said. Now it's saying a new lump. As ye are unleavened, you are without this wickedness. All the things, that's why a bid means a new beginning. He gives us 7 days to get ourselves together. To change, become a new creature, become a new man. Not that same old man. A new woman, not that same old woman, but a better person in the spirit of love, keeping the Most High's commandments and having compassion for each other. Because the Most High said he loved Jacob, so who are we not to love each other? You just going to be right there in the lake of fire, burning, hotter than Most High. That's why Most High do what Mashiach said, they're going to be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Why do you think he said that? Because that's what's going to be happening when you're thrown in the lake of fire. Why it says, therefore let us keep the feast, not with old leaven. So we got to be changed. Don't come into this feast with that wickedness that you're dealing with, that evil you're dealing with, that jealousy you're dealing with, that envy, that pride, all that madness that you're dealing with. He said, don't come into the feast like that. Therefore let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice. You angry with you, really have no cause to be angry. People be angry with you, you don't even know why they're angry with you. Don't really look at it, sit down and talk, say, wow, I was tripping. People tripping. Malice and wickedness, hear that? Wickedness. Not following the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth, keeping the laws of the Most High. We know Psalms 119, 142. I done said it enough. Y'all should know about how too. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. There it is. See, so this is what we got to look at to change ourselves, you know, so we can be a better person in the eyes of the Most High. And when you're a better person, you're thinking of you're going to be better in the eyes of the Most High. It's going to make you better in everything that you do amongst people, because you please him, he gonna make it. He say, please the Most High, making your enemies be at peace with you. Can you relate to that? You better relate to it. Where we at now? Go to Leviticus 23rd chapter. Leviticus 23rd chapter. And I might have to continue this since we don't have 7 days of Feast of Unleavened Bread. I'll probably have to continue this as we have our classes. Leviticus 23 and 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Most High, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. You shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Most High in all your dwellings. Look at the calendar. See the 7th day? is not the first day of the week, but it's the last day of the week. The seventh day. Count from the first day. Look at the calendar. No, you have calendars. Count the first day that they have on the calendar. Count 7 days, and you see the seventh day is not the first day where they go into the church and celebrate. Supposed to be on the seventh day. And no service work supposed to be done. Supposed to get off work if you can. Try your best to do this. These are the feasts of the Most High, even holy convocations, which you shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day of the first month, at even is the Lord Most High's Passover. The 14th day, at even is the Most High's Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the Feast of Unleavened Bread unto the Most High. I don't know what part we missed. Some brothers still missing it. That's the next day. That's the next day. We left that evening. That evening. Gathered everybody together, got everything that we gonna get from the Egyptians on the 14th day. Once we came out of our houses in the morning, and the word had to come around that we are free. We've been in captivity, I think we was in captivity under the Egyptians. And so now we're going to be free? Who believes that? First of all, you got to convince Israel the fact that we are free. We getting up out of here. Oh no, they're going to whoop us, they're going to beat us, come on, think about that. Convincing Israel, like you tell Israel something right now, they going to got their own way they think. That's why I say many are deceived by their own vain opinion and an evil suspicion overthrown their judgment. You said it's time to go. You got to fight Israel to get away from them. They go, now you're going to tell me what's going on. Explain to me in detail when it's time to go. Come on, you know our people. You're going to see how they are. With the Most High. Not only with man, with the Most High. They like that with the Most High. You think they're going to be with man. So they don't listen to you. They only listen to me. So in the 14th day, verse 5, of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover, the Most High's Passover, Salaki. And on the 15th day of the same month is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's the next day. I can't express it no clearer than that. I don't know why we overlooked this. On the 15th day of the same month, the next day after the Passover, is the Feast of Unleavened Bread unto the Most High. 7 days. 7 days. Ye must eat unleavened bread. In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High 7 days. And the 7th day is an holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein. Let you know, he explained the Sabbath first. It's a Sabbath. So you're not supposed to be doing anything, except for observing it as a Sabbath. It's the Most High's day. Not our day, it's his day. Okay? Look at Exodus 30, the 31st chapter. And 31st chapter, and let's start at verse 12. And Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, Verily my Sabbath ye shall keep, which is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am the Most High that doth sanctify you. Ye shall keep the Sabbath, therefore, which is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death. So if you defile the Sabbath, the Most High said you're going to be put to death. And I got lessons on the Sabbath. Whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. That's why you got to work hard Ask the Most High to allow you to have the Sabbath day off from your job. 6 days may work be done, but in the seventh is the Sabbath of rest, holy to the Most High. Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death. Whew. Verse 16, wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant. It's a covenant between us and the Most High. Understand this. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. I'll read it again. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. For in 6 days the Most High Mashiach Yahushua made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed. That's how we gotta be. Go to Isaiah 58 and 13. Go to Isaiah 58 and 13. Isaiah 58 and 13. Isaiah 58:13. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure, whatever you desire to do, or whatever you normally do, on my holy day. He can't say it enough. It's the Most High's day. He said, on my holy day. And call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Most High, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, not doing what you want to do, what you normally do. You got to refrain from that. You have to refrain from that on the Sabbath day. And if you do it, then you sin it. You ain't sin. Point blank. That's where it is. Just a moment.